Assalamualaikum guys, I'm Asma and in this video we are gonna learn idioms. Idioms? What are idioms? Idioms are special phrases or expressions that have a different meaning than the individual words alone. They are like shortcuts to convey an idea or feeling in a more interesting and colorful way. Idioms make language more fun, but it can be tricky to understand if you are not familiar with them. So in this video, we are gonna learn some idioms which are gonna help you to improve your English. Let's start. So the first idiom is take it with a grain of salt, which means don't believe everything you hear. Be careful, it might not be true. Think twice before accepting it. It's like saying, be careful, it might be a trick, and don't trust it too much. For example, if you read online that eating only carrots will make you super smart, it's best to take that information with a grain of salt. Another one is, he always exaggerates, so don't believe everything he says. Second one is, to beat around the bush. The idiom to beat around the bush means to avoid talking directly or clearly about something. To hit at something without saying it openly. It's like saying, don't be shy, just say what you mean, or stop hinting and be direct. For example, stop beating around the bush and tell me what's really going on. For instance, when I asked him about the missing cake, he started beating around the bush because he has already eaten that. The next idiom is call it a day. The idiom call it a day means to stop what you are doing and go home for the day. To finish your work or activity for the day. To decide that you have done enough and it's time to rest. It's like saying, that's enough for today. Let's go home, or I am done for the day. See you tomorrow. For instance, after studying for 3 hours, Sarah decided to call it a day and relax. Another one is, I'm tired, so let's call it a day and finish the project tomorrow. The next one is, keep someone's nose to the grindstone. What does it mean? The idiom to keep someone's nose to the grindstone means to make someone work very hard and constantly without giving them a break or a chance to rest. It's like forcing them to stay focused and productive all the time. In simple words, it means to push someone to work really hard without giving them a chance to slack off or take it easy. For instance, I have a big presentation next week, so I need to keep my nose to the grindstone this weekend. The next idiom is kill two birds with one stone. To kill two birds with one stone means to achieve two things at the same time with just one effort or action. Like, if you throw one stone and hit two birds, you have achieved two things, hitting both birds with just one action, throwing the stone. For instance, Lisa killed two birds with one stone by listening to her Spanish lessons while cooking dinner. The next idiom is give someone the cold shoulder. To give someone the cold shoulder means to deliberately ignore or show indifference to someone, like you are not interested in talking or interacting with them. Imagine you are at a dinner party and someone you don't really like comes up to you. You might turn away, avoid eye contact, and even stop talking to them. Giving them the cold shoulder, it's like saying, I don't want to deal with you right now. It's a way of showing someone that you are not interested in them and what they have to say without directly telling them. For example, after the conversation, Mike gave his friend the cold shoulder and did not talk to him all day. Another example is the boss gave the new employee the cold shoulder on their first day. Our next idiom is to be full of the joys of spring. To be full of the joys of spring means to be very happy and energetic. Imagine you are walking outside on a beautiful spring morning, feeling the warm sun on your face, smelling the flowers, and hearing the birds singing. You can't help but feel cheerful and lively, right? That's what it means to be full of the joys of spring. For instance, after his team won the match, Alex was full of the joys of spring, high-fiving everyone he met. The next idiom is to add insult to injury, which means to hurt someone twice. First, you hurt them physically or make them sad. Then you say something mean or hurtful to make them feel even worse. It's like kicking someone when they are already down. You are making a bad situation even worse by being extra mean or hurtful. For example, when Sarah missed the bus and it started raining heavily, it just added insult to injury. The next idiom is to be in hot water, which means to be in trouble or in a difficult situation. Imagine you are in a bathtub and the water is too hot. It's uncomfortable and you want to get out. When you are in a hot water, you are in a situation that is uncomfortable, difficult, and you want to find a way out or make it better. It's like being in a sticky situation. For example, Jack forgot to do his homework and he's now in hot water with his teacher. The next idiom is a taste of your own medicine. To give someone a taste of their own medicine means to treat them the same way they treat others, usually in a negative way. Imagine someone is always mean to you and you are mean back to them. You are giving them a taste of what it feels like to be treated the way they treat you. It's like saying you did not like it when I was mean to you. So now you get to feel what it's like. But guys, it's not always a good idea to do this because it can lead to more hurt feelings and fights. For instance, If you don't like being interrupted, but you often interrupt others when someone interrupts you, you are getting a taste of your own medicine. Our next idiom is the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room means a big problem or issue that everyone is aware of, but nobody is talking about or addressing. Imagine you are in a room with a huge elephant, but everyone is pretending it's not there. It's hard to ignore, but nobody is mentioning it. It's like when you know something is wrong or needs to be discussed, but nobody is bringing it up. The elephant in the room is the thing that needs to be talked about, but is not. For example, everyone knew the company was losing money, but during the meeting, that issue was the elephant in the room, as no one wanted to talk about it. Our next idiom is to be on the ball. To be on the ball means to do something or to do a great job, being very efficient and staying on top of things. Imagine you are playing a game and you are catching every ball that comes your way. You are totally focused and on top of your game. When someone is on the ball, they are performing well, meeting deadlines, and handling tasks with ease. It's like they are knocking it out of the park. For example, Mia is always on the ball in class. She answers questions fast and understands everything easily. Our next idiom is to go back to the drawing board. To go back to the drawing board means to start over from the beginning, usually because something did not work out as planned. Imagine you are designing a picture, but it does not look right. So you crumple up the paper and start drawing again from scratch. When someone says back to the drawing board, they mean they need to try again, come up with a new plan, or start fresh. It's like hitting the reset button. For instance, the boss does not like our idea, so we must go back to the drawing board. The next idiom is to spill the beans. To spill the beans means to reveal a secret, a surprise accidentally. Imagine you are holding a bag of beans and you accidentally drop it, spilling them all over the place. So, when you spill the beans, you are letting out information that was meant to be kept quiet, like a surprise party or a secret gift. It's like accidentally letting the cat out of the bag. For instance, we wouldn't spill the beans about the wedding until we are ready to announce it. The next idiom is to let the cat out of the bag, which means to reveal a secret or surprise that was supposed to be kept hidden. It is a synonym of to spill the beans. Imagine you have a cat in a bag and you accidentally open the bag, letting the cat escape. So, when you let the cat out of the bag, you are sharing a secret or surprise too soon, like telling someone about a surprise party or a gift before it's supposed to be revealed. It's like accidentally spilling the beans, or to do not keep it under your hat. For instance, Tom let the cat out of the bag when he accidentally mentioned the secret gift they were getting for their teacher. The next idiom is put the genic back in the bottle. To put the genic back in the bottle means to try to hide or forget something that's already been seen or known. It's hard to make something disappear once it's already out. So when something has happened, you can't reverse it. For instance, now that your parents know that you dropped out of college, it's going to be difficult to put the genic back in the bottle. The next idiom is to throw caution to the wind. To throw caution to the wind means to be reckless and do something without worrying about the risks or consequences. It's like saying, I am going to do this and I don't care what might happen. For instance, one day he decided to throw caution to the wind, give up his job, and just go traveling. Our next idiom is a rule of thumb, which means the rules which are basic rule or principle based on experience or practice. A rule of thumb is a helpful guide that's not exact but gives you a general idea. Imagine a friend of yours giving you advice like, hey, try this, it usually works. It's not a strict rule, just a helpful hint to make things easier. For instance, as a rule of thumb, I always check the oil in my car before a long road trip. The next idiom is out of the question. What does it mean? It means something is not possible or not allowed. When someone says it's out of the question, they mean it's not an option, not a chance, not gonna happen. For example, John hasn't studied at all for the final exam, so passing it is out of the question. Our next idiom is the best of both worlds, which means getting the advantage of two different things at the same time. It's like having your cake and eating it too. You got to enjoy the good parts of two different options without giving up one for the other. It's like a win win situation. For example, working part time and studying part time gives me the best of both worlds. I can gain work experience and continue my education. Our next idiom is cross that bridge when you come to it, which means don't worry about a problem until it actually happens. It's like saying don't worry about something that might happen tomorrow. Deal with it when tomorrow comes. Don't stress about things that might happen in the future. Just focus on what's happening now and deal with future problems when they arrive. It's a great idiom to use it in your daily conversation. For example, I'm not sure how I'll manage both work and classes next month, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. The next idiom is your guess is as good as mine. It means that neither of us knows the answer. So, any guess is just as likely to be correct as mine. It's like shrugging your shoulders and saying, I don't know, what do you think? It means that we both in the dark, and any answer is just a guess. For instance, why is the internet not working? Oh, your guess is as good as mine because there is an outage in the era. It can be because we are not sure about it. The next idiom is to cost an arm and a leg, which means something is very expensive. It's like saying it costs a fortune. The idea is that you would have to give up something very valuable, like an arm or a leg, in order to afford it. But don't worry, it's just an expression. You won't actually have to give up any body parts. For example, the show is excellent, but the tickets cost an arm and a leg. The next idiom is blessing in disguise. A blessing in disguise is something that seems bad or unlucky at first, but actually turns out to be good or lucky in the end. It's like a surprise gift wrapped in a strange package. So, something that seems unfortunate at first might actually be a good thing, even if you don't realize it right away. It's like finding a silver lining in a cloudy situation. For instance, the criticism I received from people turned out to be a blessing in disguise, as it led to great improvements and inspired me to become better. The next idiom is to hit the nail on the head. To hit the nail on the head means to exactly describe or identify a problem or situation. It's like precisely hitting a target. So, when someone hits the nail on the head, they are saying something that is exactly true and accurate, like they are pinpointing the exact issue. It's a way of saying you are absolutely right, or that's exactly what is going on. For example, my teacher hit the nail on the head when she said that I needed to focus more on my studies to improve my grades. Our last idiom, but not the least, is cut the mustard. Means to succeed or achieve something. It's like passing a test or getting a job you wanted. The phrase evolved to mean achieving success or accomplishing something noteworthy. When you cut the mustard, you are doing something impressive, like landing your dream job, finishing a challenging project, winning a competition, or solving a tough problem. In essence, cut the mustard is a fun way to describe a trim or accomplishment that adds flavor to your life. For example, I'm not sure this old computer can cut the mustard for the new software up to date. Another one is she cut the mustard on her job interview and got hired on the spot. Another one is he cut the mustard on his exam and got an A plus. So guys, it's all for today. I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, take care of yourself and do not forget to let me know in the comments section whether you like this video or not. I'll see you later. Allah Hafiz. Fi Amaan Allah.